Downscale seasonal climate prediction for Anambra East Zone, Southeast Zone. More tributes for late Ezife as burial host Saturday. Russian missiles attack kills 14 in northern Ukraine. Before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround, maintenance of the Anambra state economy, and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. A very good morning to you and welcome to our breakfast news this morning. My name is Ijoma Uche. The Anambra State Commissioner for Education, Professor Ngozi Chuma Ude, has released a statement indicating that the third term 2023-2024 academic session for public, mission, and private schools in Anambra State resumed on Monday. ABS Education correspondent Queen Anibogo visited some schools in Oka and the environs to monitor resumption of schools. And now for this report.
Of the schools visited includes Community Secondary School, Umuoka, Comprehensive Science and Technical College, Nofia, Okabwe Memorial Primary School, Nofia, Community Primary School, Urehu Primary School, both in Enugu. Others include Ozala Primary School, Igwebike Primary School, Central School, All Saints Secondary School, all in Abagana, Unity Primary School, Walter Memorial Secondary School, and Community Secondary School, all in Ukbo. All the schools visited except Community Secondary School Umuoka were under lock and key, with no teacher or student on ground. An unidentified security man in one of the schools attributed Monday sit at home as the reason for the situation. But at Community Secondary School Umuoka, the principal, teachers, and students were almost 100% present, sweeping and cleaning up the classrooms and school premises. Speaking with the ABS, the principal of the school, Mrs. Gloria Aratoke, said the school is fully prepared for the term as they had their pre-resumption meeting on Friday last week. She disclosed that she employed the use of various WhatsApp platforms of the school to inform and ginger students and their parents that the third term academic session has begun, hence the impressive turnout of the students and the teachers. Mrs. Aratoke advised the teachers, students, and parents to make judicious use of the term to make up for the lapses of the previous terms in order to achieve their goals.
I made the announcement through the WhatsApp, through the platform for teachers. This term is a term that the students will use to make up for any shortfall they have in first term and second term. Because this term we told them that if any child fails, he repeats. And it is what gingers them up. And parents don't like their students repeating. So the moment you tell them they are going to repeat, you see them working up hard. And that is why we have this number of students in the school now.
Head teachers have been charged to be professionals and be digitally minded to key into the laudable vision Governor Chukwuma Soludo has for schools in Anambra State. The Executive Chairman, Anambra State Universal Basic Education Board, ASBEB, Dr. Vera Nwadinobi, gave the charge to on-the-spot monitoring of schools for the third term of the 2023-2024 academic session. Correspondent Queen Anibogo now reports.
Schools monitored were National Primary School, Onyekozulu Primary School, Akbaku Migrant Farmer School, and Onwanunwa Migrant Farmer Schools, all in Inteje, Oyi Local Government Education Authority. During the monitoring, it was observed that all the schools have no perimeter fence, thereby giving room for villagers to encroach on the school's lands. It was also observed that gully erosion was threatening one of the schools. All three schools lacked toilet facilities and inadequate teachers. In addition to that, teachers in the schools are yet to upgrade to using whiteboards, which have been made available for them by the state government. The ASUBEB chairman expressed dissatisfaction with what she saw on ground, like teachers who were not in school on Monday to begin the new term, those still making use of blackboards, while whiteboards were given to them, and warned that any head teacher who fails to abide by the education policy of Governor Soludo will be shown the way out. She further initiated that ASUBEB will train teachers on school management to get them acquainted with the use of the smart school instructional materials given to them. The ASUBEB chairman explained that Governor Soludo is having sleepless nights to ensure that Anambra schools are top-notch and warned head teachers against truncating that vision.
Our governor has vowed to bring up the public schools to an international standard. So, and we are ready to key into that vision, so that by next year, these schools that we visited that are being encroached by the villagers and so on because of lack of fences, that these schools will be fenced. They will be fenced and there will be gates, and the school will look the way the children will be happy when they see the school.
Mrs. Josephine Chikwendo, head teacher of Onyekozulu Primary School, Nteje, on behalf of other head teachers, appreciated Governor Soludo for his efforts and ASUBEB chairman for the visit, promising to abide by the education policy of the government to enable it attain its goal for the sector.
Our governor wants to raise the tone of education in Anambra State, and I promise the governor and the chairman that everything will be put in order so that his aim in educational sector in Anambra State will be achieved.
ASUBEB Public Relations Officer, Mr. Collins Onunkwo, the Quality Assurance Supervisor of Oyi Local Government Education Area, Mrs. Helen Okonkwo, accompanied the chairman on the visit. Queen Anibogo, reporting for ABS News.
To prepare Southeasterners for climate change that affects the environment, agricultural practice, and livelihood of the people, the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET, has downscaled the already presented seasonal climate prediction, SCP, for the southeast geopolitical zones of the country in the year 2024. The Director General, the CEO, Professor Charles Anosike, performed the downscaling at Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Awka, with farmers and other relevant stakeholders in the southeast present. Correspondent Joseph Ebocha now reports.
Professor Anosike, represented by a staff of NIMET, Mrs. Glory Onyebule, explained that the seasonal climate prediction is, among other things, geared towards addressing food insecurity in the country, in line with the agenda of the President Bola Tinubu administration.
The El Nino Southern Oscillation, ENSO, like in every other year, is one of the major drivers of the seasonal atmospheric changes and the basis upon which NIMET's SCP is produced. This phenomenon simply describes the state of the sea surface temperature over the Central Pacific region at Nino 3.4.
Earlier, while declaring the event open, the Vice-Chancellor of Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Awka, Professor Charles Esimone, said being a product of scientific collaboration, the seasonal climate prediction will be symbolic in the history of the state, nation, and life of people, especially farmers, as it has the potential to solve food insecurity and other environmental challenges. He expressed hope that a weather center commissioned at the institution will help researchers and students in making positive societal impacts.
This weather station, there are a lot of people who are looking up to that. One of the directors came up to that and said he was going to make a presentation, on weather. You saw him in the deal, and this other director made this appeal. So I already sense that the atmosphere, is very excited about what you have brought down to Nnamdi Azikiwe University, and we're going to make the best use of it.
In his welcome address, the host and director of Maritime Institute, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Awka, Professor Ifeanyi Enete, explained that one major problem of serious concern today in Southeast is the issue of climate change and its effects on environmental variables, leading to decline in agricultural productivity, problem of water resources utilization and management, herders-farmers clash, erosion problems, increasing temperature, rainfall aberrations, among others. Professor Enete, who is also the coordinator Professor Charles Okechukwu Esimone Weather Center, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Awka, said investing in the downscaling of seasonal climate prediction in Southeast Zone will help disaster-prone areas, alleviate poverty, save lives, and achieve sustainable economic growth.
The primary objective of seasonal climate prediction is to provide information, be it forecast or proactive diagnosis. The obvious rationale for this approach is that occurrence of natural disasters associated with severe climate events are now increasing in number and intensity.
Before the event proper, the NIMET DG, Professor Anosike, performed the commissioning ceremony of the Professor Charles Okechukwu-Esimone Weather Center at the university. In Oka, Joseph Ebocha reporting for ABS News.
All the communities in Idemili South Council area are benefiting from the benevolence of an illustrious daughter of Allah community in Idemili South local government area, Dr. Nkiruka Agbazue, through Halo International's ongoing medical outreach in the state. Residents of the 7 communities in Idemili South Council area with different health issues trooped out en masse to receive medical attention. Correspondent Ifnaya Wanpo has details.
By representing Idemili South constituency in the State House of Assembly, Honorable Ebuka Igwe commended the communities in Idemili South for turning out massively to participate in the medical treatment, attributing it to the good security network of Governor Chukwuma Soludo. Honorable Igwe described the kind gesture as a welcome development as it tends to impact life positively.
I want to give thanks to Dr. Nkiruka Agbazue, who through Hello International brought this program to my constituency, Idemili South. And I also want to thank Mr. Governor for providing a conducive atmosphere for people to come home and do programs like this.
The Transition Committee Chairman of Idemili South Local Government Area, Mrs. Amakobi, lauded the benefactor for investing in people's lives by ensuring that they are healthy, called on other affluents in the Anambra, both at home and in diaspora, to imbibe the spirit of Akureuno to achieve a livable and prosperous homeland.
My people are happy. What Dr. Nkiru organized in order to assist the people at the grassroots in terms of medical outreach, it was fantastic. Others truly emulate from what she did.
The coordinator, Mrs. Maureen Ukafo, expressed gratitude to participants for attending the program, which she noted that is very crucial for enhancing the health of the people, called on the beneficiaries to heed to medical instructions given to them.
She wants people to come, those of them that have eye problem, she will give them free treatment, free eye glasses, and free drugs. Everything is free.
The leader of the medical team, a consultant ophthalmologist and chief medical director, Immaculate Heart of Mary Specialist Hospital, Mbo, Reverend Sister Dr. Mary Ubajaka, expressed satisfaction for the massive turnout of people of the area, attributing it to the zeal and desire to acquire sound health. Dr. Ubajaka enjoined people of Idemili South to always visit eye clinics to have their eyes checked and treated to avoid blindness. Pointed out that they noticed high number of people suffering from glaucoma, cataract, and other eye diseases in the area. Said they attended to over 700 people in the area, urged them to adhere to prescriptions. A member of the organizing committee, Dr. Chika Ezudo, expressed satisfaction that opportunity has been given to the poor to access qualitative health care, called on others to emulate Dr. Agbazue. Some of the beneficiaries, Mr. Emmanuel Omeba, Mrs. Eunice Okeke, and Ms. Chidera Obichuku, extolled Dr. Nkiruka Agbazue for remembering them, prayed God to bless her immensely. From Idemili South, Ifnaya Wanpo reporting for ABS.
Students of Federal Polytechnic Oko have staged a protest against incessant imposition of fees on them by the school management. The protest was provoked by a recent imposition of a compulsory 5,000 naira examination fee at the instance of the school management to deny those who have not paid the alleged fees from writing their exams. Correspondent Chibuzo Okoye now reports.
These students carried different placards with inscriptions such as "Reduce the cost of textbooks, allow us to do our medical and data capture, say no to corrupt stakeholders, say no to exam fees, break down our tuition fees," and so on. The students, numbering over 1,000 from different departments, sang solidarity songs and chants as they protested from the school main gate to the administrative building, the permanent site, and terminated at the popular school tower to show their displeasure over the continuous increment and incessant imposition of fees, such as examination and ICT fees, forceful sale of handouts to them, amongst others. Addressing the students, the Secretary General, National Association of Nigerian Students, Southeast Zone, Comrade Cynthia Felix appealed for calm and expressed her resolve to make sure the students are not fleeced in any way. She kicked against the extortion, demanded the immediate withdrawal of the memo that introduced the fee, adding that all students should be allowed to sit for their examination.
We don't see the reasons why examination fee should be imposed and made compulsory for students to pay. We've taken our time to make inquiries in other polytechnics in Southeast, and we found out that most of the students pay even the exam fee together with their school fees, which is not more than the fee of 2,000 naira, if not to say. But why will you tell a student to pay the sum of 5,000 naira for exam fee and a exorbitant price for that matter after paying for school fees and other payments that are relevant and irrelevant? We can't let our students go through this pain. We've suffered enough. I will say no to any payment called exam fee. If the school management fails to adhere to the student demands, we'll write to the Minister of Education, and if they don't want to, then we'll continue our civil disobedience until they hack into us.
For the Vice President, National Association of Polytechnic Students, Southeast, Chukwuebuka Umezula, the school management on 9th of April 2024 released a memo informing students to pay an examination fee of 5,000 on or before 12th April 2024 before commencement of the examination. According to Umezula, they will continue the protest and boycott all examinations until the management changes its decisions, and say that the students have labored, struggled, and battled to pay tuition fees, medical fees, ICT fees, amongst others. He said the National Association of Polytechnic Students has written the school management over the memo but was not attended to.
Scrapping out the exam fee, which is the main issue. When you go there, they'll tell you there's no light, no this, no that. Every necessary payment for medical payment, they've paid it without owing the school any dime. And now, without all these things being done, they cannot write the exam, they cannot attend their reg number. And all these things now has been a hindrance to students. Out of cry and saying, give us time. Prepare our results for us to get an admission letter, do departmental clearance, get our reg number, then we can write the exam.
Some students who spoke to ABS, including Kenechukwu Okafor, Merchant James Seta, Efunaya Lucia, and Pius Okolo, said their parents are struggling to pay their tuition fees and wondered the motive behind the imposition of more fees on them, and begged the Federal Ministry of Education to investigate and intervene.
I just hope and I also pray that they should hear our prayers, and they should also put a stop to this payment of exam fee everything.
Responding, the acting public relations officer of the institution, Mr. Chijioke Ibeziako, promised that the issues will be settled internally.
Family, associates, colleagues, and friends of the late former governor of Anambra State, Dr. Chukwuemeka Ezefe, trooped out in their numbers to honor the deceased statesman. 3 different events, which culminated with the Night of Tributes, were held in Abuja to herald his burial this Saturday in his hometown, Ibuku. ABS Abuja Bureau Chief, Princess Ekwi Ajide, has details.
Speaker after speaker at the event paid glowing tributes in honor of the former governor, depicting how he rose from tutoring himself to becoming a teacher, a civil servant, public servant, and a politician. According to the leader of the Afenifere delegation to the event, the deputy leader of Afenifere, Oba Oladipo Olaito, our former Senate President, Anyim Pius Anyim, Okwadike was a great leader of repute who tried his best for the integration of the country.
The time seems to be up here, but starting at home. We know you are going there to do what you are used to doing. Cementing nations, bringing souls together, creating peace and harmony, making sure that everybody is happy.
Today, humanity mourns one of the best species in creation. With deep sense of loss, it is my prayer that the Almighty God will grant the soul of our leader Okwadike eternal repose in Jesus' name.
Our former governor of Ogun State, Olusegun Oshoba, our former head of service, Ebere Okeke, on their part, lamented the death of the former governor, saying many may lose their calling owing to the vacuum created by his death.
2003, Dr. Ezife became present chairman, Abuja branch, with Dr. Edet Ekarendu as secretary. Meetings were held in Dr. Ezife's Gariki residence. This showed his commitment to COFEPS. These meetings were held until, the meetings were held then in Dr. Ezife's Gariki residence with some retired federal permanent secretaries such as Senator Ibrahim Ida OON, Chief Christopher Olumese, and others.
In Abuja, Princess Ekwi Ajide reporting.
A Russian missile attack has killed 14 people in the city of Chemyhiv in northern Ukraine, according to Ukrainian officials. Ukraine's interior minister said there were more than 60 injured in the attack, which hit an 8-story building in a densely populated area. 3 missiles had struck close to the center of the city. The attack came hours after reports of the Ukrainian strike on the Russian military airfield in occupied Crimea in Chemyhiv. Chemyhiv acting mayor Oleksandr Lomako said one building had suffered a direct hit from one of the Russian missiles and several floors had been damaged. The presidential office of Kyiv said another 4 high-rise buildings, a hospital, dozens of cars, and a higher education institution were all damaged in the attack. Ukrainian Interior Minister Ihor Klimenko said that 2 children were among the casualties, and police were searching the rubble for further victims. Barely 1 month to the 2024 WAFU B Under-17 tournament in Ghana, Golden Eagles coach Manu Garba said he has invited 51 players to come ahead of the tournament, which will be played from May 15 to 29 in Accra, Ghana. The coach hinted that the team's camp will open for the WAFU tournament, which serves as qualifiers for next year's Under-17 AFCON. Mr. Garba was appointed by the Nigerian Football Federation as the substantive coach of the team last Friday. He had previously led the team to Nigeria's 4th Under-17 World Cup triumph in the United Arab Emirates in 2013, and he also served as an assistant to the late Yemi Taylor during the 2007 triumph in South Korea. On his return, the 50-year-old's first task is getting a team for next month's tournament in Ghana, and he is optimistic about discovering more talents for the country. In a solemn moment, members of the Church of Eternal Sacred Order of Cherubim and Seraphim, Oka Province, gathered to pay tribute to their revered spiritual leader and late senior apostle Cyril Uzodinma Obi, popularly known as Bishop, as his remains were laid to rest at his compound in Amaisike village, Mbahu, Oka North local government area. The late senior apostle Obi, aged 77, was the father of the Anambra State President of the National Youth Council of Nigeria, NYCN, Surveyor Emeka Obi. Correspondent Blessing Dennis has details.
The funeral ceremony was also attended by members of NYCN, Omodiama kindred, in-laws, friends, and well-wishers. He was described as a pillar of strength and compassion, a preacher of God's word, a prophet, and a prayer warrior, whom many miracles, signs, and testimony were recorded during his ministry and leadership in the church. According to his biography, he joined the Eternal Sacred Order of the Cherubim and Seraphim Church in 1971 as a brother and was was a good administrator and a leader who left no stone unturned to grow the church and tolerated no form of mismanagement, leading the church from the old site to the new site at Ameze village, Mbaho. During the burial service, Senior Apostle David Onuaha reflected on the life and legacy of late Senior Apostle Obi, reminiscing the profound impact he had on the community and the life he touched. He reminded the congregation of the importance of cherishing the memories of their beloved spiritual leader and continually to uphold the values he exemplified while praying for God to accept his soul. Speaking to ABS, a son of the deceased and also the state president of NYCN, Comrade Obi, spoke of the lessons his father impacted on him, the sacrifice he made, and the unwavering faith that he anchored his life and devotion to God, noting that although his father have departed from the earthly realm, his presence will forever dwell within them and guiding him along life's journey with the light of his enduring love.
An intersection. He has lived life of his life. The Lord faithfully. And I'm not in doubt that he's resting with the Lord. Today we committed him to the Mother Earth with all my friends, council members, both the
In an interview, the national chairman of the All Progressive Grand Alliance Party, APGA, Barrister Slide Ezokenwa, prayed for the bereaved family to take solace in God. Late Apostle B left behind 6 children, 12 grandchildren, in-laws, and many relations to mourn his demise. From Amesika village in Umbako, Oka North local government area, Blessing Dennis, ABS News.
The funeral ceremony of the late Chief Francis Nweke Anyansi showed again that a life spent in honesty and service to humanity is worth celebrating. Till his death at the age of 93, Chief Anyansi was a member of Nsugbe Council Elders in Anambra East Council area. He served the council in different influential positions, including as spokesperson, known in the community as Okube Nsugbe. Correspondent Amaka Chibuzo-Koye now reports.
Chief Anyansi was said to have contributed immensely to the development of his village, Apalago, age grade, and many associations where he fought for peace and truth at all times. These legacies were the reason his family and in-law, Chief Lawrence Anibe of Igbariam, gave him a befitting burial. The event attracted the high and mighty in the society and top government officials, including the senator representing Anambra North in the Red Chambers, Dr. Tony Nwoye, and the member representing Anambra East constituency at the Anambra State House of Assembly, Barrister Obi Nweke. Speaking to newsmen, the present spokesperson of Nsugbe Council of Elders, Chief Gabriel Anozie, said they came in their numbers to bid their compatriot, Chief Anyansi, farewell, recalling his virtues of honesty and transparency, which he said was why Ndi Eze Nsugbe appointed him their spokesperson. For an age mate and bosom friend of the deceased, Chief Lawrence Nwoye, Chief Anyansi was a man who told the path of truthfulness at all times, praying God for the peaceful repose of his soul. commiserating with Chief Anipe, his wife Chizoba, and the Anyansi family. The member representing Anambra East constituency, Barrister Nweke, said that it pains to lose a loved one, saying that the deceased life was worth celebrating because he laid good legacies for his children. In their separate speeches, the first son of the deceased, Mr. Okudili Anyanse, and his sister, Mrs. Ude Wesley Ude, described their father as a great man who taught them good virtues.
When I can governor Professor Solution is here. Folk and Subana Shine. Non dia call ya call. Charges weekend. Non walk well. Uso. Education. Infrastructural development.
Late Chief Anyansi was buried according to the custom and traditions of Nsugbe Council of Elders. Condolence visits, masquerades, and other cultural displays were some of the highlights of the funeral ceremony. From Nsugbe, Anambra East Council area, Amaka Chibuzo Okoye, ABS News.
Remember that you can follow us in the news and programs on the ABS from any parts of the world by liking our Facebook page. Follow us at Anambra Broadcasting Service. Subscribe to our YouTube at ABS Television, Oka, on X at ABS Radio TV, and on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. Main points again. Anambra State Government to train teachers on school management. NIMED downscaled seasonal climate prediction for Southeast Zone. More tributes for late Ezife as burial host Saturday. Russian missile attack has killed 14 in northern Ukraine. And before we end the news, Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra state economy and promotion of core Igbo values. And let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. And that's the news this morning. Thank you very much for joining us. My name is Sichama. Do have a good day.